Hello everyone, this is Dr. Andrea Maxim, naturopathic doctor in Caledonia and Oakville, and today we're talking about the basics of hormone balance. And why should this interest you? It's because almost all of the patients that I see are affected some way with their hormones becoming out of balance, whether that's just fatigue, chronic infections, difficulty to overcome infections, that spare tire that we're getting around our midsection, just feeling not ourselves. A lot of times it's because our hormones have fallen out of balance and we need to get those back into balance as soon as we possibly can. Now, whether we're male or female, the major organ systems that we're addressing is the reproductive organs, so that's ovaries or testes, the thyroid, and of course the adrenal glands. And the adrenal glands are what secrete our stress hormone. And I think everybody can say that there's some form of stress in their life, whether good or bad. And I always say stress doesn't have to be a negative term, but we do have some form of stressor going on. And it's those three organ systems that we really have to make sure are in complete balance, and I'll show you why. So if we look at this photo, you can see that the three main organ systems are there. Now, of course, for men, instead of ovaries, it would be the testes, but they secrete the major reproductive hormones. So you'll see on this diagram that the health of each organ is dependent on the other, and you can see that the arrows are going back and forth, and it almost looks like it's an equal distribution. But actually what's going on here is, imagine this triangle almost like a tripod, and each of those organ systems or organs is representing a different leg of that tripod. Now, the other key thing is that not all of those legs are created equal. So in fact, the ovaries are the smallest, weakest leg, the thyroid is a medium-sized, a bit stronger leg, and the adrenals actually hold up the entire tripod together. And why that's important to know is, if you suspect that your reproductive hormones are out, well, we have to kind of go down the line to figure out where the other hormone imbalances are. So if the ovaries are off, it doesn't necessarily mean that the tripod is going to fall over, it just throws it off balance. If the thyroid function becomes out of balance, then it too may throw the whole tripod over, or it may just throw it more out of balance than just the reproductive organs. But the main organ system we always have to focus on, no matter what, when we're dealing with hormone balance, is our adrenal glands. And again, these are the glands that secrete stress hormone. So from a naturopathic perspective, when we're treating hormone balance, the first place we always go to is the adrenal glands, nourishing and supporting those on a daily basis. The next one we go to is the thyroid, and almost all of my female patients have some form of underactive thyroid, and that's simply because the nutrients that we need, specifically selenium, we're not getting from the soil, we're not getting from our foods anymore. Our soil is incredibly depleted, and it's causing our thyroids to become underactive. And then finally, we treat the ovaries or testes, or the reproductive organs, I should say, and that's what monitors more the estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. So we have to remember that the adrenal glands play such a huge role in balancing the rest of that triangle, or holding up that tripod. And of course, daily stress management techniques can be done. What I do often with my patients is put them on some sort of adrenal support, whether that's with food, nutrients, or supplements. But the other thing that we really need to focus on is testing and see exactly how bad the adrenal glands are functioning and why our hormones are falling out of balance. In office, we have a very quick, basic 5-minute urine test that you can get done. All it requires is a few drops of urine, and we see how quickly that urine color changes from yellow to red. The faster, the more hyperactive the adrenals are. Hyperactive adrenals is that worried, wired presentation where people cannot relax. Or the longer it takes, the more underfunctioning the adrenal glands are, meaning that we're heading more towards that adrenal exhaustion or burnout, which is something that we never want to attain. But if you wanted to get a more comprehensive view of how your hormones are working, You can also do the cortisol panel that we offer, and it's using saliva as a measurement of the active cortisol in the body. So you can certainly go through your medical doctor and get the blood work done, but it may not show how the cortisol is acting in the body, if at all. It just shows the levels of cortisol you have. We find that salivary hormone testing to be much more accurate and much more effective at determining how your hormones are in balance, if at all, and where their levels are at. And if just the cortisol isn't something you want to measure all of your main hormones. We also have the female and the male salivary hormone test that you can also get done. Again, it's an out-of-office test. It only takes about 5 or 10 minutes. You send it away. We get the results back in 3 to 4 weeks. And it gives us this comprehensive view of how cortisol, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and DHEA are all functioning in the body, which are key at making sure that the treatments we offer you are appropriate and that are going to work, because I can't always be inferring what's going on in the body until I collect some data. If this is something you would like to get checked out, please don't hesitate to contact me. Every single patient requires some sort of assistance in getting their hormones back into balance. And remember that hormone balance is one of those key functional things that we need in order to achieve optimal health. I strongly encourage you to contact me with any questions, or please book a visit at either my Caledonia or Oakville clinic if this is something that you or a friend or family member think could benefit from. And these tests are not all that expensive, considering the value you're getting at when it comes to getting those answers at getting your health back on track. As always, have a happy and healthy day, and I hope to see you soon.